Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Wind Lacquer. In today's video we are doing part 2 of another mystery box. This one has 100 bottles and we did 50 in part 1. So we're going to go through the rest of the box today and see what else we can find. We came up with some pretty good polishes in part 1. Even though we did have one broken bottle and 2 that leaked, we got those out of the way. And in case you didn't see part 1, I have been refunded for the 3 damaged bottles. So we're going to see what else we find in this box. It looks like we still have about 50 polishes to go through, so let's go ahead and dig in. The first one is a Poetry Cowgirl. This is called Surprise Street Fair. This looks like it's in the same formulation or maybe even the same collection as one of the greens that we unboxed in part 1. That was this one here called Where's Balto. And same formulation, it seems. It's got a squishy jelly base with some iridescent and holographic glitters in it. This is in somewhat of a bright cantaloupe orange. This is a shade of orange that I really like in this brighter tone. So for the time being, we'll go ahead and add this one to the collection. I will have to come back, as you've probably gotten tired of hearing me say, and do some comparisons of this type of polish, this color in my collection, and just make sure that I haven't duped myself. But it's a really pretty color and I like the combination. I am a bit concerned about its sheerness because it is seemingly a squishy base, but for something like this I could potentially use it over a solid color like this one from Orly, which was Artificial Orange. That's on my summer rack, or something like that, maybe even something a little bit more along the cantaloupe side of things, although I feel on camera that this one is pulling a little bit yellow. It is definitely a juicy, ripe cantaloupe color. Very beautiful, so we'll add that to the collection. All right, next up we'll go for this square bottle. Looks like we've got another from Parrot Polish. This is called Gecko Green. This seems to be from the same collection or collections of animal-based polishes from this brand. We got quite a few in part 1. This is a green, similar formulation to the others as well, in that you have a scattering of like a silver light shimmer in there. This is not exactly the type of green that I think I would wear myself. Greens, I've noticed I'm a little bit particular on. I love my mint shades and I love teals and aquas and dusty evergreen shades, but if it gets too dark, I'm not loving it, and if it's a primary green, I'm often not that into it. So I think I will pass this along to someone that will enjoy it. So that was Parrot Polish, a Gecko Green. All right, next up, looks like we've got a Zombie Claw, and this one is called Voluptuous. What, sweetheart? Okay, hang on. Yeah. So this one is called Voluptuous, and it's another from the U&I collection 5.0. I did mention it in part 1, but I'm pretty sure the U&I collection has a number of collections that she released in that. So this one probably came from the 5th release of these. She finds these really cool lip images and then does mystery polishes based on those lip images. So this one is a red. This has a scattering of a bunch of different things in it. I see red glitter. What, baby? You can sit in the window, honey. Yeah. Go ahead and sit in the window, bud. Yeah. Here you go. Red metallic glitter. I see holographic in possibly gold and silver, or maybe just gold. And I want to say there's something else that I can't quite identify. But it is a really pretty shade of red. Again, with reds, I am rather particular about the shades. I have been expanding my horizons and picking out some brighter reds to try. In fact, actually in part 1, I did pick out like an orangey red even. So we'll see about this one. I will swatch it and see. Potentially this one is a candidate for the D-Stash though, because it is kind of a lipstick brighter red. There's some depth to it though, which I am liking. So we'll see how that swatches, but that was Voluptuous. Next up, we have Hit the Bottle, and this one is called Love Missile F111 from Polish Pickup May 2019. This is a beautiful shade of pink. It is a deep shade. This is the kind of color that you saw all over my summer rack in tones like this from Different Dimension. I think Different Dimension is a brighter pink, but this is definitely a kind of pink that I have been drawn to lately. This is also full of glitter. I'm seeing Potentially gold holographic, and maybe even a shimmer in there. I think you can see a shimmer against the base plus all of the glitter. And I think another component in here is an iridescent glitter. It's a really beautiful combination, and I don't think I have one like this in this color. So we'll add that to the collection. That was Hit the Bottle's Love Missile. Next up we have, ooh, we've got one from Blush. This one is Here Fishy Fishy. This is a really pretty blue, almost like a cobalt blue. You've got a glass fleck shimmer particle that I'm seeing mainly as a pink. Then you've got some multi-chrome flakies. I'm seeing those in oranges, maybe a light burnt red, and some greens. Very interesting combination. I'll have to see how this one swatches, but it's very unique to my collection, so we'll see how I like it. But that was Blush Lacquer's Here Fishy Fishy. And I apologize if I sound like I have a frog in my throat. I don't know what's going on with my voice today. Next up, we've got, ooh, this is a beautiful one from Never Enough. This one is a prototype. Look at the color of this. It's sort of like a dusty mauve. This is right up my alley. You have a bunch of different kinds of shimmer in here. I'm seeing golds and orange, purples and pinks. Beautiful color. Again, we'll have to see how this one swatches, but first impressions are I like it. So that's really pretty. So that was Never Enough Prototype. All right, let's go ahead and do the one that's loose on the bottom. This one is from Envy, called Essence of Envy. It is a TIS exclusive from October 2018. The TIS, I'm pretty sure, is the indie shop. I'm sure I keep saying that on every video. Hopefully I've been right. This is a really beautiful polish. I don't have too many from this brand. This seems to be a blackened base full of like a multi-chrome shift. I'm seeing purples, greens, golds, and pinks. I think I'm seeing holographic as well. And a scattering ever so lightly of these flakies, which I think might be iridescent. So it's a very pretty polish. This is somewhat in the same line of polishes that I have been destashing myself. I loved them early on. In fact, I still love them in the bottle, but I just haven't been reaching for them. But for the time being, we will hold on to this. We'll add it to the collection. I'll give it a swatch and see how I like it. But that was Envy's Essence of Envy. Next one, we've got one from the Nail Bazaar. This one is Minimum Wage. This is a really beautiful shade of green. It looks to be kind of a creamy base, loaded with some shimmer. Look at that green. It's a very interesting shade, somewhat dusty in the base. I would almost call this like a eucalyptus green. You've got that brighter flash from the shimmer at certain angles. Yeah, I like it. We'll add that to the collection as well. I think I will like this tone. So that was Minimum Wage, the Nail Bazaar. All right, next up. Ooh, this is from Fair Maiden. And this one is called, oh my, I don't think that's in English, but it is from The Handmaid's Tale, Phantom Flakies. I'm not sure which month or year that one came out. So that's the label. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous polish. It's loaded with flakies. The base color is like this really rich, burnt, maybe burnt umber. I'm not sure if that's quite the right description. Maybe a burnt red. You have a bunch of different flakies. You've got these like mylar type flakies in a golden yellow that probably shift green. Then you've got a secondary, maybe another iridescent flaky or a metallic. I can't quite tell, but I mean, just look at that. It's really, really beautiful, very fall-esque. This one's definitely going on the fall rack, or at least I will swatch it and see how I would wear it, but this screams fall to me. There's also something that's shifting to purple, and as you can see in there, you've got a scattering of something shifting to green. This is super unique and very, very beautiful. So that was Fair Maidens, whatever that says, from Phantom Flakies. All right, next up, we've got a magnetic from Red Eyed Lacquer. This one is Shards. Is this the End Ernal? I'm not sure what that's from, but it is a polished gamer's box from April 2021. This is another fall polish. Look at this gorgeous polish. You've got this deep burnt red color in the base, loaded with flakies. Probably different kinds of flakies in there. Mainly, I'm seeing the larger ones in a bright green. Then there's a secondary iridescent flaky that I'm seeing in like pinks and oranges. And I want to say there's also possibly like a scattering of holographic flakies in there, those little ones there. This is beautiful. And I know I don't have this one. This is really gorgeous. So that was Red Eyed Lacquer's Shards. Is This the Internal? I will be adding that to my collection and most likely my fall rack. Next up we have one from Alter Ego. This one is called I've Been Slimed. This was a Polish Pickup exclusive for August 2020. I think I remember when this one came out, it is a jelly in a pink. And I know I don't have this one. We'll have to see how I like this. Most of the pinks that I have are either a cream or a crelly. So we'll have to see how I like this squishy formula, but I want to say I'll probably like it because I have tried, I can't think of the name of the polish that I tried, but I want to say it was a pink and it was slightly squishy and I really liked it on my nails. So we're going to try this, see how I like it. That was Alter Ego's I've Been Slimed. Alrighty, next up we've got a Kathleen & Co. called Neon Green. And this is definitely a neon green. It's very, very bright. I will have to see if I like this one on my nails. I have Orly's Neon Paradise on my summer rack. Different shades. I think Neon Paradise has a bit more yellow in it. Let's see how it compares to Orly's Plastic Jungle. Plastic Jungle, I think, by comparison, has a bit more blue in it. We'll give it a try. This type of shade family of greens, the lime to bright neon greens, has sort of been on the chopping block for me. I recently wore this one by Never Enough, which was Monster Blood, that I was super, super excited about. Still gorgeous polish in the bottle, but I did not like it on me. So I've been hesitant about adding any other bright greens to my collection that don't fall more squarely into the category of the one from Cupcake Polish, which was Game of Cones. That shade of green I think was a bit creamier and still bright, but it was almost like a neon with some pastel in it, if that makes sense. And I loved that one on, but we'll have to see if I think I would wear it. My instinct off the bat is to say no, so I think we're going to go ahead and just put it in the destash. I've been trying to be a little bit more cutthroat about destashing because I cannot possibly keep all of the polishes that I've been buying. I have been finding a lot of really great deals of these mystery boxes. I can't keep everything. So if I'm hesitant, I should probably just destash it. So we're going to destash it. And again, we're on a theme. More greens going in the destash. So if you're a green lover, check out my destash. All right, next up, we've got a Native War Paints. This one is called Ugly Sweater Party. Ooh, look at that. That is the shimmer settling on one side, but look at that almost sunset. That is so pretty. So it does need a bit of a shake. This is a beautiful shade of pink. It almost matches my shirt almost exactly. Wow, this is beautiful. I want to say this is a fairly unique shade of pink to my collection. There's almost like a pinch of purple in it, and you've got that beautiful golden shimmer. This is beautiful. I think I like this a lot. This sort of reminds me of Lights Lacquer Skip It, in that it's that same creamy color of pink, but there's that pinch of purple in it. Loved that one. So we're going to add Ugly Sweater Party to my collection. Next up, let's go over here. Ooh, we've got another from Parrot Polish. This one is called Pink Piranha. This is probably another from that animal collection. This is another very bright, deep, saturated pink, again with the scattering of like a silver shimmer. This one is up my alley. This is, again, that type of pink that I have surprised myself in the last year or so in really enjoying. I have sadly noticed that a lot of these pinks stain my nails. I don't know if that's just a me thing or if it's like a chemistry. My nails just soak up pink pigment. It could be because I always wear a base coat, but on multiple occasions I've worn a bright pink like this, taken off my polish, and found my nails stained. So we'll have to see if I can't find a better solution. Maybe when I wear a pink, I need to wear 2 layers of base coat, but we'll see. In any case, it's a gorgeous polish. I do love this color, so we'll add that to the collection. Again, I'm repeating myself, but I will have to come back and do some comparisons of these pinks because I have a lot of them now. But yeah, I've been enjoying them. So that was Parrot Polish, Pink Piranha, and that's reminding me of Finding Nemo. I'm a piranha, little girl. at the dentist's office. Anywho, next up we've got one from Step In Style Color. That's a new to me brand. This is number 14, I guess. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think this comes from Russia because that does not look like English. So it's possible that they just number their polishes. This is a bright pink, somewhat in that same color family of pinks that I have been enjoying. I will say it's probably one that I have something close enough. That one's Lights Lacquer Donna. This one is Rogue Lacquer's Summer Pun. Not quite. We'll have to do some comparisons, I guess. This one does lean a little bit more Barbie pink, so I think I will go ahead and just destash it. Yeah, we'll destash that one. Next up, let's do this one. This is from Poetry Cowgirl, and this is She Drove All Night. This is in that same formulation as a few others that we've unboxed from this brand in this box, and it's a squishy base loaded with some iridescent and holographic glitters. I think on camera this is making this lean a lot more orange than it is. It's more of like a coral. To compare it to the orange that we kept, which was Surprise Street Fair, you can see that this one is definitely more of a orange, whereas She Drove All Night leans more on the pink side, so like cartoon watermelon, not real life watermelon, cartoon watermelon is what I would describe that as maybe. It is a really pretty color. Again, I love this type of glitter combination. This could make a really beautiful topper over a matching undie, or it could look pretty nice on its own. I will have to see if I like this tone squishy on my nails. There are certain shades of orange and coral that I really don't like to be sheer on my nails. But we'll see. We'll hold on to it. We'll give it a try. That was Poetry Cowgirl's She Drove All Night. Alright, this is by Cascade Polish, and it is called May All Your Bacon Burn from Polish Pickup Rewind 2021. The name sounds familiar. I don't remember it being this color, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention. This is a beautiful shade of orange. I would call this more like maybe a tangerine. It's a beautiful shade. There's a load of shimmer in it that I see as a gold. Beautiful tone again. We'll have to see how this compares if I have any dupes of it, but I might not. But we'll have to see. So that was Cascade Polish. May All Your Bacon Burn. Next up, we've got another Zombie Claw. This one is Frostbite, I think. Limited edition for 2020. This is an interesting shade of like blackened plum. You have hollow and holographic shards. That is interesting. I think I might like this on. I don't have anything with this type of formulation in this color family, so I'll give it a try, swatch it and see. That was Zombie Claw's Frostbite. Next one. Ooh, we've got a Cirque Colors. Ooh, this one is High Roller. This is right up my alley as far as minty shades, and I don't have this one. Cirque Colors is definitely a very nice brand. So yeah, really happy about that one. That's amazing. So that was Cirque Colors High Roller. Next one, we've got another Poetry Cowgirl. Ooh, in a flaky bomb. This one is called Madness from PolishCon Limited Edition Trio. Not sure what year that might have been, but this is a gorgeous multichrome. Maybe more metallic. I'm not seeing different shifts, but there's different colors. So I'm seeing like purple metallic, orange metallic, green metallic, teal, and maybe blue. Oh yeah, definitely blue. Look at that. That is a party in a bottle. Wow. My guess, just from the colors, I would guess that this was when PolishCon was in New Orleans, but I could be mistaken. But these colors scream Mardi Gras to me. But yeah, I don't think I have something like this either, so we'll add that to the collection, see how I like it. That was Poetry Cowgirl's Madness. Next one, we've got a Miss Sparkle. This one is called Fuzzbert from HHC July 2018. Now this is more along the lines of that green that I did like from Cupcake Polish. It's got a little bit of white in it, but still is a bright color. It's full of shimmer. I think I see hollow as well. We'll see if I like it. Let's go ahead and see how it compares to Cupcake. So this is the color that I liked on, and actually it's way more of a bleached neon than I remembered it being. This one is much more saturated by comparison, and maybe that's the deal. I liked these bright greens a bit more desaturated. So maybe we will go ahead and destash this one. I have been keeping some of the greens. Like I said, that Cupcake is one of those colors that I really, really enjoyed. It was the first of its kind that I had worn, and I really enjoyed it. So I think we'll go ahead and pass this along to someone that will enjoy this color. So that was Miss Sparkle Fuzzbert. I'm definitely on a roll with my greens going in the D-stash. Okay, next up we have a Zombie Claw. This one is the Meat Dress from a November PPU for 2020. Oh, and it's a glow in the dark. So this is a very interesting shade. It's almost like a nude pink, like a buffed pink. You've got some iridescent flakies in here. Look at that huge one right there. There's also some black shards, some holographic, and I want to see the different particulates of shimmer in here. This has a lot going on. I don't know if it will still glow. I'm not too familiar with glow particles, but I assume they are like thermal particulates in that they do have a shelf life. They do stop reacting after a certain amount of time. But this is a gorgeous combo. I'm trying to think if I would wear this because this is definitely a sheer polish. I think we'll go ahead and de-stash it because I mean, it's gorgeous, but I'm not jazzed. So we'll pass it along. That's Zombie Claw, the Meat Dress. Next one, we've got a bright blue. This one is Envy, called Night Howlers. Look at that. So you've got a squishy blue jelly base loaded with these almost ghost flakies in a similar tone that sort of fade into the base of the color. That's interesting. I can't quite tell if it's supposed to build up on its own or if it's... No, it's probably buildable on its own. I was going to say maybe it's a topper, but there's plenty of pigment there in that base for it to layer up nicely and make a squishy look on the nail. Again, I'm just not super enthused about it, so I think I will go ahead and pass it along. So that was Envy's Night Howler. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at putting them in the D-stash. Okay, next up, we've got another one from Zombie Claw, and this one is called Amorous. This is another from the You and I collection, this time the 2.0. This is an interesting combo. So it's a dusty pink like mauve. You've got a load of interesting glitters in here, multi-chrome flakies, and holographic. I will say this is probably not one that I see myself reaching for. It's interesting and cute, but yeah, we're on a roll with the D-stash, and I'm feeling like putting this in the D-stash, so we're gonna go with it. Zombie Claws Amorous. Next up, let's see, we've got, this looks like another from Dance Legend. Yeah, Dance Legend. This one is called License to Kill. Oh, I see. Okay, so I answered my own question. In part one, when I unboxed one of these, I wasn't sure if that was the name or if that was the name. So my guess is GoldenEye is the collection. License to Kill is the name. That's what I'm going with. Okay, so this is a very interesting shade of green. You have this golden yellow flash to it. And I want to say I almost see like blue depending on the angle. I'm not sure if that's just the tone of green that this is. Now greens again are one of those color families that I'm a bit particular about. But this one, okay, maybe that's why. The base is almost like a deep teal. Interesting. So almost like a scarab color. I think I will go ahead and pass this one along. I did keep the first bottle that I unboxed, but I'm just not jazzed about this one. And like I said, the greens I'm a bit particular about, but I am noticing that the shimmer seems to shift. I'm not sure if that's going to come across on camera, but you see it's a little bit greener on the left side of the bottle, more gold on the right. Next up, we've got one from Nail Hoot, and this one is called I Dream of Tahiti. And this is a bright pink jelly base loaded with some shimmer and iridescent flakies. This is another type of color that I have been drawn to. I do have a lot in this color family though, and this one is a squishier one. The flakies I really like though. But I think I will be going ahead and adding this to the D-stash. That was Nail Hoot's I Dream of Tahiti. Next up, we've got another from Zombie Claw. This one is called Untamed. This is from the You and I collection, 2019, I believe, and I'm pretty sure I do have this one. This is one that I got from that collection when she originally released it. This is a beautiful silver holographic with iridescent flakies. The combination of this was absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, I do already have it, so I'll add this one to the D-stash. That was Zombie Claws Untamed. Next up we have a thermal from Red Eyed Lacquer called Tree of Hope. Came out in the charity box for March 2021. This is a very interesting shade, almost like a dusty brick red. You have two different kinds of flakies. I think both of them are in a multichrome. One that is like in burnt orange to bronze, and then the other that's a purple to blue. It's a very interesting color. I'm curious what it changes to when it is warm. I think I might like it a little bit better if the base color was just on its own with maybe some shimmer or hollow. So I think we'll pass this one along. That was Red Eyed Lacquer's Tree of Hope. Next up, whoops, there we go. Next up we have one from Nevermind. This one is called Unweaving a Rainbow. And this is interesting. I think I remember this one. She matched the inspiration photo beautifully. So this is a very light, like skin-toned nude color. For lighter skin tones, I think it's actually a bit pink on my skin tone. But it is absolutely loaded with these metallic or holographic shards or flakies. You've got sky blue, pink, maybe a purple. There's also some green, and there's a smaller holographic component and holographic shards. You see those there? Actually, you might not be able to. There we go. That is a really pretty combo. I'm a bit worried how this might look on my skin tone. It's making me look kind of yellow by comparison, at least in person. It is such a cute polish in the bottle though. I mean, that is very striking. I think we will pass this one along, but very, very beautiful polish. That was Nevermind's Unweaving a Rainbow. Next up we have like another zombie claw. This one is called Empress. This is from the You and I Collection 2.0. And actually, I think this is another that I have from this collection. I will have to double check on that. Like I said, I do have a few from that, at least the first You and I, if not the first and the second You and I collection. This one is a blackened, like deep charcoal base, loaded with a bunch of different shimmer and glitter particles. I see some square down there. Some round or hex glitters in there as well. There is a load of hollow too. Because I think I already have it, I will go ahead and destash it. Also, the color's not screaming at me, like calling to me, so we'll go ahead and destash it. So that was Zombie Claw's Empress. But like I said, that name does sound very, very familiar. Next up, we've got another Zombie Claw, this time in a soft gray. This one is Fetish from the You and I Collection 2.0. This one I really like. It's a very soft, almost dove gray. You have a whole lot of funsies in here. You've got flakies, you've got hollow, you've got metallic and iridescent. This is fun. I'll have to see how this compares to other grays that I have, but I like it. Holy moly. Do you see that? You see the huge glitter in there? Wow. So there's some like unusual sized glitters in here too, just sparsely. That's pretty cool. So that was Zombie Claw's Fetish and loving the hollow label. Okay, next up we've got another from Poetry Cowgirl. This one is called Thanks for the Memories from the BCA Hope Box. I believe that's Breast Cancer Awareness Hope Box. I wonder if they still do that. I forget what time of year that usually comes out in, but a whole bunch of makers got together and made breast cancer awareness polishes. So this is from one of those years. This is a bright watermelon shade. This is gorgeous. You have a glass fleck in a like green to gold. And I'm not sure if there's a secondary component in there as well, but this is a gorgeous tone. I will be holding on to this one. I think that's a lovely shade for summer. That was Thanks for the Memories. Let's do this one. This is another Zombie Claw, and this one is called Vampire Fangs from an Advent Calendar from October 24th. None of these so far have said a year. I did unbox a couple more from an advent calendar in part 1, so I'm not sure about the year, but this is a really beautiful shade of like burgundy. You have a ton going on. You have multichrome flakies, you have holographic. I think I see glitter in there. Wow. This is very interesting. It's definitely fall-esque with that deep burgundy color. I think on this side of the bottle I'm seeing some black shards as well. I'm trying to decide if I would wear this because this is screaming fall. I just don't know that I would wear it, so I think we will go ahead and pass it along. Like I said, I'm trying to be cutthroat, and I think I'm doing a way better job on this video than I have on videos past, so we'll see if I can keep it up. I have a lot more mystery boxes coming, so I need to get cutthroat. So that was Zombie Claws Vampire Fangs. Next up, we've got a very bright yellow. Holy moly. This is another Kathleen & Co. called Neon Yellow, so probably came out in the same collection as that Neon Green, and this is definitely a straight up neon yellow. I do have some bright yellows that I have been keeping, but again, neons are one of those color groupings that I am fairly new to, and yellows still are not my favorite. I'm curious if I would like it on my skin tone. But I want to say I've already kept some pretty bright yellows. Yeah, actually I got this one, which is almost a dead-on dupe, in a box. I'm not going to show you the name because it's a mystery, was a mystery, but it's from Swamp Gloss. So we're just going to say that I have one. I do have that whole mystery unboxing. I will try to post it up there if you do want to see the unboxing of that one there. But in any case, we will go ahead and destash this one, Kathleen & Co. Neon Yellow. And then speaking of yellows, we have one over here in a completely different shade. This is from Pop called Tangerine Scream. Oh, tangerine. So this is definitely not a tangerine. I'm wondering if the bottle has faded. Whoopsie. Okay, hang on. So in case that ever happens, if you pull off a cap and the brush is stuck, what I usually do is I just put the brush vaguely back on and just tilt it, and it usually will pop the brush back off. Then you put the lid back on, screw it all the way on, not too tight because you don't want to over tighten it and snap the neck, but just tight enough that you rebond the brush to the cap and you're good to go. So that is definitely yellow now. I can see on the dried polish on the neck that it used to be orange. It's a pretty cute buttercream yellow now though. I actually kind of like it. It's definitely faded though. Trying to decide if the collector in me is like, it's not the same as when it was released, I don't want it, or if the polish person in me is like, but I like the color it is now. Again, yellows I'm sort of particular on, but I'm liking this buttercream pastel yellow. We're going to hold on to it. We'll see how it goes. Next up, we've got another pop polish. I see a few more pop polish, actually. This is a brighter, like, greeny yellow. This one is Lemon Zest. Wow. I am surprising myself. I think I like this one too. Who am I? What is this? This is a very unusual shade, and I think that's what I like about it. Compared to the straight up neon, there's more white in it. It's just interesting that way. I don't know. I'm liking it though. I think we're going to hold on to it. Give it a try, see if I like it, but I'm liking this shade of yellow. So that was Lemon Zest. All right, next up we've got one from Nail Hoot. Cute. This one is called Carnival. This is I was going to say like a light pink, but I think it might be an off-white. And then it has some gold holographic glitter, some shimmer, and then look at all those fun glitters. You have green, blue, and purple. There's metallic and holographic. That's very fun and cute. I think, oddly enough, as much as I'm squeeing over it, I think I will be destashing it. I just don't know that I would wear it, and I know a bunch of people love this type of polish, so I will go ahead and pass this one along. That was Nail Hoot Carnival, but very adorable polish. Next one, let's do this one. Ooh, we've got an Illyrian. This is the Hot Box from August 2018 PPU. Wow. Now, Illyrian's one of those brands that I have quite a few of. I did buy a lot directly from them, and when they were in polish pickup. They do not make polish anymore, but I'll have to check and see if I have this one. It's a purple, so I'm sure if I saw it, I would have. And I think 2018 was when I had discovered polish pickup. So we'll have to check on that, see if I did indeed purchase it. But that's gorgeous. It is a beautiful, juicy purple, absolutely loaded with hollow and flakies. And I think I see a shifting shimmer in there as well. yeah, we'll check on that, see if I have it. If I don't, it's going in the collection. Next up we have, ooh, what is this? I do not recognize this label. This one is from IMK Color S. This one is Anything on Ice, Please. I can't tell if that's a new to me brand. Nope, I'm pretty sure that's a new brand. Okay, it's a new brand to me. This is like a silver, very, very light silver gray, loaded with metallic and holographic and iridescent and shimmer. There's a whole lot going on. I see gold and silver in the glitter and holo. That should be fairly fun on the nail, although I'm not sure I will like this on my own skin tone. I think we'll pass this along. It's a beautiful color. I'm just not sure about the grayish silver for myself. So that was IMK Colors. Anything on Ice, Please. Next up, we've got another from Pop Polish. This one is called Sorbet. This is a very pretty, like, pastel neon. Again, I'm not too sure if it faded or not. I'll have to double check on what their official description is, but whatever it is now, in a very faded neon color, is very pretty. Yeah, I like that one. We'll give it a try. We'll swatch it, see how it is. Again, compare how it was originally versus how it is now, if there's any changes, and go from there. But that was Pop's Sorbet. Next up, ooh, it looks like we have another Kathleen and Company. Ooh, one that had the little bit of spillage on it from that other bottle in part 1, so we'll have to do a little bit of a cleanup. But this is Kathleen & Co. Hibiscus. Came out in HHC for February of 2020. This is a very beautiful shade of like deep watermelon loaded with iridescent flakies and holographic. This is a beautiful shade. Probably fairly unique to my collection as well. A lot of the colors of pink that I have are in that brighter, like deep, almost purple leaning pink. So I'll have to see how it compares to the rest of my collection, but so far I'm really, really liking that. So that one was Kathleen & Co. Hibiscus. Next up we have a Poetry Cowgirl called Wicked Witch. This is from the indie shop and it says Secret. I wonder what that means. But this is a really pretty multi-chrome polish. You have a scarab green right across the face that goes to a fuchsia, to purple, to orange and gold. I'm not sure how many of those colors are going to come across on camera, but this is a beautiful color. You can see some of that rainbow popping up there on the edge. Hopefully you can see that pink there. I don't think most of these colors are popping. It is a pretty dark color, but I like it. Now this does sort of fall into that same range of colors that I have been destashing, but this green is bright enough in this deep base that I think I like it. So that is Poetry Cowgirls, A Wicked Witch. Next up, we've got one from Parrot Polish. This one is called Something Pacific Purple. Not too sure about that. Usia? I'm not sure about what that first word is, but this is a deep, bright pink, almost again in the watermelon shade, except it's less corally than the one from Kathleen. So by comparison, the one from Kathleen leans a little bit more orange. This one leans a bit more of a like pink watermelon. This one is probably again in that same collection of the other ones that we've been unboxing from Parrot Polish, in that it has the scattering of like a light silver shimmer. This again is in that color family of pinks that I definitely do like, so I'll add it to the collection, see how it compares, and see how it goes. So that was Parrot Polish. Something Pacific Purple. We'll have to get the name though. Oh wow, it looks like we have a bunch more Pop Polish. This next one is called Pink Flamingo. Wow, look at that pink. This is like a pastel Pepto-Bismol, and oddly enough, I think I like it. I don't know why. It is in that shade family of pinks that I either like or don't like. We'll have to see how it goes on, but so far we're going to keep it. Again, we'll have to see if this is faded or not. It does have at least some separation. Separation is not the end of the world. It's definitely fixable, shaking the bottle and all of that stuff, but we'll see if it faded. But that was Pink Flamingo. Next up, we have another pink from Pop Polish. This one is called Confetti. Now let's see how it compares to Pink Flamingo. I think right now they are, okay, I was going to say identical, but they are not quite identical. Hang on. Nope, they are Pretty darn close though. For a non-pink collector, they're pretty close. So we'll have to see which ones, I mean, I don't know, this one has a lot more white in it that seems to have settled on the base or on the back of the bottle. So we'll go ahead and destash Confetti and keep Pink Flamingo, but I am curious if that faded as well or if that was the original release color, but we'll see. All right, next up we've got another from Pop in a green. This one is called Wasabi. This definitely reminds me of that color that I liked from Cupcake Polish. I think this is a brighter version. It is a cream polish, and I like it. We'll have to give it a try. That was Pop Polish Wasabi. Again, I'm not sure if it faded or not, but beautiful color. All right, another from Pop Polish. This one is called What She Might Become. This was a custom for HHC exclusive. Not sure what year, but this is really pretty. She's famous for her multi-chromes, her slick polishes as she calls them. This is really pretty. I'm mainly seeing like a slate blue across the top. Then it shifts to purple and some orange at extreme angles, and then as the bottle's facing me, I'm actually seeing green on the face of the bottle, which I don't think, there we go, I think that's the angle you're seeing the green at, but when I'm looking at it in this angle from back here, I'm seeing a slate blue, maybe like a slate blue purple. Very pretty. And another one that I'm fairly certain I don't have, there's also like a small scattering of some holographic flakies in there. So that was Pop Polish What She Might Become. Next up, and I think the last Pop Polish that we have, is this beautiful minty shade. This one is called Candy Coating. Again, I'm not sure about if it faded or anything like that, but as is, this is a gorgeous color, a very bright candy mint shade. So we'll be holding on to that one. That is a nice cream formula as well. Again, it has some settling, but that's not an issue. That is Candy Coating going in the collection. And then the last polish in our huge box of 100 bottles. We'll have to get a full count here at the end. But this one was by Polish Pack, and this one is called Voyage to Amsterdam. And it's a thermal polish. Interesting. So I'm not sure what color this would change to when it is cold, but in the bottle it looks like it is a brown with some bronze and maybe some gold flecks. Browns are another color family that I haven't quite warmed up to. I mean, they're a beautiful fall shade. This one in particular seems like it would be a very nice fall shade. But I do have, let's see, this one by ILNP, which is called Muse, on my fall rack. And I think for myself anyways, as not a huge brown fan, that sort of fills the gap. I also have one called Olivia, which is even closer. I was going to do some side-by-side comparisons of the ILNPs that I got in another mystery box and see how they compare. So I think I will go ahead and pass this one along in a D-stash. All right, so there we have it. That was 49 polishes that we went over. If you count the broken one, that was 50 more nail polishes. So technically the broken one was on this one. We had 51 polishes. I didn't count the broken one. But yeah, we had 100 bottles that we unboxed in these two parts. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know down below if you recognized any of the polish brands that I had questions on or said were new to me. Let me know how you like them if you're familiar with them. As always, hopefully you enjoyed hanging out with me and unboxing some really beautiful polishes. Make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I have a bunch more of these mystery boxes coming. I'm really curious to see what we get next. So thank you so much, and I will see you in that next one.